Hi, my name is Gabrielle Simmons, and the goal of this research is to prove that self-esteem can be boosted by the use of social media. Let me go to my slides real quick. Based on research, we know that social media can have an effect on one's social behavior. We haven't yet considered if it's net positive or net negative. This particular problem is important for all people that use social media, including both adults and teens, because it may have an effect on their self-esteem. Looking at this chart from Pew Internet Research, you can see that teens are the biggest group of people that use social media. Facebook is one of their biggest things. Twitter is only showing 24%. On the other studies that only 12%. So it's doubled since then. A review of relevant research suggests that self-esteem is boosted while also creating a narcissistic society. Self-presentation allows for a person to present themselves as they want others to perceive them, consequently raising self-esteem. A study by Gonzalez and Hancock used a sample size of 63 students and found that, contrary to past research, exposure to one's Facebook has a more positive effect on self-esteem than a mirror or other self-awareness stimuli. University of Georgia research published in the Journal of Computer and Human Behavior. The researcher Kevin Campbell stated, editing yourself and constructing yourself on these social networking sites, even for a short period of time, ceases to have an effect on how you see yourself. From research by Herman and Atkin, it was stated that this shift is the dimension of favorable self-presentation, termed compensatory self-enhancement. Not only demonstrates that people take into account their audience, but also that most people are motivated to restore a positive public impression in response to setbacks. From this research, I concluded that the ability to create on how one wants to create one's profile and present himself or herself allows for self-esteem to boost. For an example, if an individual would like to present themselves as pretty and happy, then they would only have posts that present them being attractive and happy. Their audience of friends, coworkers, and future employers see them as being this person rather than any negative characteristics that they may have. Facebook has features to fully construct himself or herself the way that they want to. It does not require one to use their real name or put the year they were really born, unless one chooses to. There are also features to delete comments on pictures and also wall posts that friends post on one's pictures and on one's wall. It also allows for individuals to set what pictures that your friends tag you in. The public viewers of one's Facebook is no longer tainted by anyone. Some researchers will disagree with this idea. Critics of this idea will bring up the idea that people are consistently becoming narcissistic. In a study done by Twenge, Campbell, and Trurency and Donnellan, they concluded based on their findings that only 9% of people in their 20s met the criteria of being narcissistic. Social media is a place to facilitate relationships. It can create relationships and maintain relationships. According to Mackay and Hamburger and Ventisky in 2010, social networks are usually used in order to maintain offline relationships or support the establishment of offline relationships. A study of 569 university students from a Midwestern university by Charles Steinfeld, Nicole B. Ellison, and Cliff Lampy found that college students use Facebook to maintain former connections and often open to potential friendships in their new environment. This study also shows that Facebook removes barriers for bridging social capitals or maintaining and creating friendships. According to a study done by Amanda Forrest, those with low self-esteem post negative status, making them less attractive to peers. When individuals of low self-esteem post more positive status, they receive more attention. An individual of high self-esteem posts more positive status and receives more attention than posting a negative status by peers. According to Kaplan and Hanlon, in 2010, the more time an individual spends on the internet, the greater is the social behavioral influence exerted on the individual by the people they communicate with online. Many relationships in the past were hard to keep because of geographical distance. Social media now has a way of maintaining relationships with people that once might have ended. When students go to college and separate from their past friendships, sites like Facebook allow for people to know what the person's life is like even if they have not talked to them. Although the ties become weaker, they are still tied due to social media. Critics suggest that social media is diminishing face-to-face relationships, which consequently creates unsatisfied relationships. In a study at Chapman University, the researchers' findings were consistent with previous research, which it was stated that social media users were satisfied with their relationships. Critics look at the way that an individual uses social media depends on that person alone. A study by Stephen and Wilcox found that people with close ties on Facebook felt an increase in self-esteem as opposed to those with weak ties who experienced no increase. Strong ties can be described as people that an individual would be friends with regardless if there was a such thing as social media. According to Winter, if an individual is not sharing articles and other types of media or playing games with friends, it is not the intention of the Facebook use. Self-esteem will not increase. If instead individuals are spending hours viewing others' friends' status and pictures, especially vacation pictures, it may be detrimental to one's self-esteem. Social media was created to enhance friendships and has many features for people to interact with their friends. When the friends are close friends rather than strangers, the time spent on Facebook will consequently raise self-esteem. If time is instead spent looking at other people's life, especially people that one has weak ties with, there is a possibility of jealousy. Most people are friends with people that they know on social media sites. When Facebook posts pictures, many of the pictures are of parties in which they tag their friends in. People usually get jealous of people that are hanging out with particular people rather than pictures of an individual alone. Social media still helps to reinforce lack of popularity of people within networks by the use of the newsfeed. In response, people can help find the interest with friends on Facebook. The newsfeed only shows a preview of what someone is posting. Clicking it, which is the choice of the user, will reinforce the lack of popularity. In conclusion, I have been pulled to believe that social media boosts self-esteem rather than having a negative effect on one's self-esteem. Based on research, I have argued that the use of self-presentation using social media to share information and interact with friends rather than strangers can be used as a great tool to maintain relationships. Social media can lead to negative effects, but the amount of boost in self-esteem outweighs these effects. My primary research question looked at teens as a population rather than all of people that use social media. Unfortunately, not much research has been done on teens and their social media. Thank you.